Niv Mizzet Parun versus Maelstrom Wanderer, and we do not have counter magic in this hand, but we do have means of card draw. Yeah, we'll keep it. We don't really want to counter their ramp, we just want to counter the Maelstrom Wanderer, although it's off of cast, isn't it? Whenever you cast it, you get to cascade twice, so counter won't necessarily help us here. Yeah, pretty rough matchup, I think. We'll just go for a volcanic island into a Gitaxian probe and see what they've got going on. It actually, on second thought, is worth countering their ramp to keep them off Maelstrom Wanderer for as long as possible. They have Coalition Relic. Mana Vault is a superb thing to have. And Mind Stone. Yeah, I should probably put Mental Misstep into the deck. But I don't... It's not... This isn't supposed to be... This is a rebuild of the initial Niv Mizzet Parun deck. Spellslingers, counter magic, burn, all that type of stuff. Not supposed to be hyper competitive, so I didn't bother putting in things like Mental Misstep. This is one of the first cards I would cut, I think. We'll go for bottom and top. Can put Cyclonic Rift into our hand and put our opponent on the back foot. And they use the Mana Vault to get into the Coalition Relic, which is surprising. I think in that case, I thought they would use that to get them up to Maelstrom Wanderer. I think we actually use Cyclonic Rift to get rid of that Coalition Relic then. Because I'm thinking they're going to untap the Mana Vault at some point. Yep, so they put a charge counter on that. They may have counter magic in hand, but it's not likely. Maelstrom Wanderer doesn't tend to run much counter magic, if any. That would be a really bad thing to cascade into. Yeah, it would be really nice to get into Rhystic Study now, but they can pay the tax anyway. I think we just want to Cyclonic Rift that Coalition Relic. So we'll do that. And they'll just probably replay it next turn. But at least they can't untap the Mana Vault now, which they may have wanted to. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana that they have, and this is 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So if they get into Coalition Relic this turn, we'll be seeing a Maelstrom Wanderer the turn after. Yes, just going straight into the Coalition Relic again. I think we want to get into... Yeah, they have to untap the Mana Vault, so I think we have time to get into Rhystic Study. And then we can go for Disallow the turn after. I'm not sure how I feel about the Gutter Snipe. I keep drawing into it and I'm always disappointed to see it. I think I'd just rather get into more instants and sorceries and burn. So I think these Talrand and Young Pyromancers and all these may end up being cut from the deck for more burn effects, or maybe even just more counters and draw. And yeah, our opponent went for the untap on the Mana Vault, so we will most likely just go for Mystic Confluence. We'll see what our opponent cascades into first. They can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can play Maelstrom Wanderer and pay the Rhystic Study cost. Did I count that right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. We'll always yield to the Coalition Relic. This is of course what Maelstrom Wanderer wants to do. Creatures you control have haste, a 7/5, 7 mana, cascade. And you just have to hope that they don't whiff on the... that they do whiff, sorry, on the cascade trigger. And see if our opponent pays for Rhystic Study. They do not, they should have. We'll let them cascade, they get into Destroy. Ah, that's fun. They will have us draw off that. Yeah, that's not fun, is it? Alright, we'll have to counter that. Didn't realise it was that type of deck. Counter a spell. Can we counter the... Are they casting it off of a cascade? When you cast the spell, exile cards from the top. You may cast it. Yeah, they are casting that. That means we can counter it. So that is 1 and 2 things that I want you to counter. That will keep a Maelstrom Wanderer. That does mean that they can recast the Maelstrom Wanderer actually next turn with the Coalition Relic. But yeah, I just want to keep it off the field for as many times as we can because yeah, they get into a Thran Dynamo, so that will give them yet another use of another means of casting Maelstrom Wanderer again. We could go for their green mana with the Wasteland, which, yeah, if we get to kill the Coalition Relic and the Tiger, that would be really good for us. Vedalken Shackles is also not horrendous. That is per island you control, though. Power less than or equal to, so we would need 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're nowhere near Vedalken Shackles yet, unfortunately. Let's see what we can get off of the telling time. Don't like to do this during our turn, but okay, Blasphemous Act gets rid of it. Mystical Tutor is good also, so we can put Mystical Tutor into our hand. I think we have to keep Blasphemous Act, unfortunately, because I would like the Search for Azcanta. Although we might be shuffling away anyway, so well, we'll put it on top anyway, just in case we don't use the Mystical Tutor yet. And then we will, yeah, we'll try and keep our opponent off of green mana. I think they can still get out their commander now, but oh, actually, yeah, I forgot about the Mana Vault. So yeah, they have to untap the Mana Vault first. It might be worth getting rid of the Blasphemous Act for a Braid, so that we can get rid of this Coalition Relic. I think we have to do that, because then we are... Yeah, now that makes me think, I don't think I have Vandal Blast in the deck. That might actually... yeah, that might really help us if we put that into the deck. And we draw into the Blasphemous Act anyway, because our opponent isn't paying for the tax, which is understandable because they'd have to tap the Mana Vault for it. And they exile the top card of their library, which is a Solemn. That will get them into green, unfortunately. I think we just have to get into Cyclonic Rift here, actually. What are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, because Solemn will fix their mana. And they're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, so they will be able to. Plus, that's ramp off the Chandra. Yeah, it's difficult. I don't think I have Vandal Blast in the deck, and I should. That is a mistake to not have that in here. Yeah, we don't. But we can go for... I think we just have to go for a Braid. Yeah, we'll just go for a Braid. And maybe instead of trying to kill their mana, their coloured mana, because now they can get into green off the Solemn, I think we just have to go for Thran Dynamo. So we'll go for... We can't gut a Snipe as well because we want to hold up Disallow, so we'll have to go for an Abrade onto Thran Dynamo. And that does, of course, keep up Chandra. But we are clutching at straws here, trying to just keep this Maelstrom Wanderer off the field. I mean, if they get to cast it again, it wouldn't be the end of the world because we can Blasphemous Act, and that would probably see it off the board for the rest of the game. Depends if they get into more big mana rocks like Thran Dynamo. Gilded Lotus would be something we wouldn't want to see. Okay, yeah, and they get into more green mana off of the top deck. So that is maybe another Maelstrom Wanderer that we're seeing here. But it will cost them, is it 10? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is not active because they do not have 5 or more lands, so we'll see what they cascade into here. Oh, another turn, that is... Yeah, they can't sack 3 islands. We draw into negate, which is really nice. We don't want them to take an extra turn, so we'll just negate that. And hope to draw into another 2 mana counterspell. Okay, yeah, they get into a mana rock, which is fine. And we get into a mana rock of our own off of the draw. And now they can swing in and hit us for 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're a couple of islands off of our Vidalcan Shackles. We'll just go for... Oh, we have Counterspell. Field of Ruin will knock them off... Oh no, it won't knock them off green because they can get a basic out of their library for that. How much would Blasphemous Act cost? That would cost 9? No, 7. Yeah, 7 and 8, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we just have to go for a Fire Diamond, to be honest. Or we could try and get our commander out. Yeah, we can try and get our commander out, and if we are so desperate to Blasphemous Act, then our commander would count towards... Or we could hold up Counterspell as well. Yeah, it's tough. I don't think I want to get my commander out just to Blasphemous Act it. Fire Diamond. And probably Gutter Snipe as well. We can just chump block with it if needs be. And then we hold up Counterspell. And yeah, we'll yield again. We turned off auto yields at some point in the game because I was worried that I'd F6'd. Yeah, just holding up Counterspell because they obviously want to cascade into big things, which means they have big things in the deck. And we know that they have extra turn cards. And yeah, Gilded Lotus, exactly what I mentioned before, that's what we don't want to see. Don't suppose there's anything to stop them. Are they just going to cast that? Yeah, and we get another Rhystic Study. We'll just counter that. The less mana they have, the better. And that deals 2 damage to each opponent. Don't know if I can redirect that. No, I can't because it specifically says opponent. I'm probably just going to get smashed by Maelstrom Wanderer here. Don't care about getting the extra damage in. Oh wow, not swinging in with the Maelstrom Wanderer. That is... Yeah, I think that's actually a misplay on their part. Oh, and Cryptic Command is nice. That can tap them down. Going for... Ah, that's why they didn't swing in, because they're protecting Chandra. Can we bounce that? Return a target permanent to its own... Yeah, we'll have to bounce that. What do they get? They get an emblem. Whenever you cast a spell, it deals 5 damage to any target. Yeah, that will wipe us out in no time. So we actually have to get rid of that. How many islands are we on? 4, 5, 6? We're actually not far off getting Vidalcan Shackles online. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feels bad doing this during our turn, but actually, how eager are we for drawing an island? We can tap down the Maelstrom Wanderer next turn and not draw a card. We'll just do it during our opponent's upkeep. Hope they don't have counter magic. Yeah, so we are going to... Okay, they don't pay for the Mana Vault, which could be telling. We return a permanent and we tap all creatures our opponent controls. And we just so happen to deal 2 damage to our opponent at the same time. Really hope they don't have counter magic here. They do not, so we managed to survive another turn against the Maelstrom Wanderer. And this is, of course, what this type of deck wants to do, is drag out the game for as long as possible. And I've just realised we can actually get our own island off the Field of Ruin, can't we? Yeah, that took an embarrassingly long time to work that out. We can get rid of their Temple of the False God, which will net them mana. Yeah, they'll go down a mana if we get rid of that, so possibly do that next turn and just steal the Maelstrom Wanderer from them. Yeah, we have gotten so many cards off of this Rhystic Study. Yeah, we'll probably dig through time before the end of the turn as well. Not too worried about them. Yeah, they get rid of the Gutter Snipe, I don't care about that. Not too worried about the Chandra, because we can just ping it out if we want to with our commander. We'll just get our graveyard expanded and see what we want to exile with the dig through time. Don't necessarily have to exile too much because we have lands open, but we can definitely get rid of Gutter Snipe, Wasteland, all the lands. The lands are not coming back. And then 2, yeah, we'll just pay 2. You never know what you're going to want to get back with Snapcaster Mage, so the more things we keep in there, the better. And then we can get into... There we go, so if we want to delve even more, we can do. Yeah, Torrential Gearhulk we will have, please, and... yeah, Fact or Fiction is good. I think I like Fact or Fiction over Treasure Cruise because it makes us look at more cards and it's instant speed as well. We can Field of Ruin for an island now. Let me just double check. Should have double checked before I played it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 off of the Field of Ruin. We'll go for that. And then it's 3 to get out and 2 to, yeah, I thought it was 2 to activate. And our opponent probably just gets a forest. They do. We go for Vidalcan Shackles, 1, 2, 3. And then we can hold up Disallow. And we just keep hold of our opponent's commander for the rest of the game, most likely. And if they try and do something about the shackles, we can counter it. Might have pulled this game out of the bag. We'll have to see what goes on. And we haven't even cast our commander yet. Might do that next turn, because I do want to get rid of that Chandra sooner rather than later. Exile the top again. And it is a Breeding Pool, which is a land, of course. That's exile, not reveal. Problem is, they do have a lot of mana now, so they could probably just... Not a Cyclonic Rift, surely. They can just cast whatever they draw into, most likely. And how much mana do we have, speaking of? That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Part the Water Veil is take an extra turn after this one and exile it. You know, I'd rather they didn't take an extra turn. So I am just going to counter that. You never know what they're going to draw into. Okay, and they just give up on that. Not sure they should have done. We did have some more things to do, but I have to assume that they get into some kind of artifact removal and at least attempt to get rid of the Vidalcan shackles, but maybe they don't, and maybe they knew that it was the end of the game. We managed to pull that out of the bag, I think. I think we could have gone into a win eventually. Would have got out Niv Mizzet Parun next turn, and then probably a Fact of Fiction that would have ticked down Chandra. And at the very least, we could have swung in and killed Chandra the turn after that anyway. That is really what the deck wants to do, is gain control of the game. Didn't think we'd be able to do it. I was a bit pessimistic, but we did manage to pull out that win. And whether our opponent conceded early or not, I think we had that win there. So good game to our opponent. And that is the new Niv Mizzet Parun deck, the new spellslinger version of the deck. That is the one I will be playing from now on if I continue to play it on the channel, which I think I will, because it's a pretty popular commander, I think. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel, and I'm off to put Vandal Blast in this deck. Thank you for watching.